Hello there, Bitizens, and welcome to the Killer Bits. My name is Francesca, and this week Chronicle has officially launched. And as such, we're going to be covering my 6 beginner tips for new players. So number 1 is to utilize the free booster packs that are available when you start playing. This game gives you a few ways to get started with your collection. Firstly, you can gain packs by beating the bots. Now, bots come in 3 different difficulties, and within each difficulty, there is a bot for each legend. So, for example, in the bronze difficulty, you have Ozan bot, Ariane bot, Raptor bot, Linza bot, and Venescula bot. And if you beat all 5, you actually earn yourself a pack. And then if you do this across all 3 difficulties, bronze, silver, and gold, you earn a pack for each, so that's 3 total packs for beating the bots. Another way to earn packs is to reach level 15 with a legend. You earn experience with a legend simply by playing them, either against other players or against bots. And as you level up a character, as well as unlocking class cards, if you hit level 15, you earn yourself a pack. If you do this with all 5 legends, you will earn yourself 5 free packs. So across these 2 methods, you then have 8 free packs in total, which is 40 extra cards. Which brings us to number 2, make your own decks. Now, the starter decks are fine for beating the AI, but they're just not going to cut it against other players. And the sooner you kind of start venturing into deck building, the better you will get, because you start to look at the kind of cards that exist, you get an idea for what opponents might do, and you start thinking about your deck strategy much more because you made it yourself and you know what's in there. Now, if you're overwhelmed, and I get it, it can be really overwhelming, I have provided beginner deck builds for each legend that you can find on our channel, and these decks have very low crafting costs to get you started. So use these decks and then adapt them and change them to suit your playstyle as you earn more cards, as you earn better cards, and as you get a better understanding of the game. With that said, this brings us to point number 3. Any more cards than 30 is too many. Now, Chronicle allows decks to range in size from 30 cards up to 35 cards. And I strongly believe that the best way to create competitive decks is to limit your deck size to 30 cards. Based on the way that the game is played, you can play a maximum of 20 cards in a game, 4 per chapter for 5 chapters. However, you will play less if you leave empty slots, which does happen. Now, the more cards you add to your deck, the less likely you are to draw each one, and thus you're diluting the chance that you'll get the cards that you need when you need them. And I think it's important to streamline your decks in this way such that you're not very often drawing cards that you can't play, or that are useless, or that are brick cards that basically equate to a dead draw. 30 cards is enough, and it's important to realize that early. But as you only have 30 cards, this brings us to number 4. Consider your win condition. Now, sometimes when I play against other players in Chronicle, I really feel like the way that they've made their deck, they have no idea how they intend to win. When you're building a deck, either in Constructed and especially in Dungeoneering, it's important to keep in mind how you intend to win. You know, are you going to hit your opponent in the face a lot until they die? Are you going to heal a lot and sustain until the final fight and then equip a big weapon and chop them to bits? What is your win condition? This is what you need to keep in mind when you choose cards to put in your deck. Now, this is extra important in Dungeoneering because you're limited in which cards you can pick. So as you're picking those cards, you want to be choosing cards which you think will work well together, or that will work well with the win condition that you have in mind. And this is a very simple and easy way to improve as a player and improve your win rate. In the same vein, it's worth also considering your opponent's win condition throughout the game. So when I'm playing against an opponent, as they start to play cards, I think, right, what kind of deck are they running? What are they thinking when they built this deck? How do they intend to win? Because if you can figure that out, you can then predict how they might play, which gives you a bit of an advantage as you can counter what they may do, or you can maybe be a bit more careful if you think they're going to do something that will mess you up. With that said, sometimes your opponent will just play weird, and you just kind of have to deal with it. Now, number 5 may sound like common sense, but this tip is to take your time. The turn timer in Chronicle only starts counting down once you or your opponent presses play. Now, when I was a new player, I was always kind of slamming down my turns as quickly as possible to hit that play button and put pressure on your opponent. Now, whilst putting pressure on your opponent can be beneficial, you also want to make sure that you use your time to consider how your opponent may counter you, or to ensure that your cards are placed in the correct order. There's so many times I've hit that play button and then realized, oh shit, I've moved my cards about and fucked up, you know, how I'm using this weapon or how I'm using this card effect. And it's good to just take that time to sit back and think, is this exactly what I want to do? What if my opponent does this? What if my opponent does that? Could I improve the order I've played these cards in? Speed will come with time, but at first it's definitely smarter not to rush and make mistakes, but to take that time, think about your deck, think about your win conditions, and just chill out. Now last but not least, tip number 6, buy 50 packs. Now I'm not saying that you should buy packs, although I did just tell you to buy packs. But if you choose to invest in the game and you choose to buy packs, 50 packs is a good starting number. This will get you most, if not all, of the Sapphire cards and Emerald cards to start your collection, as well as a few rubies and a few diamonds. Beyond 50 packs, however, because you then have most of the Sapphires and most of the Emeralds, you are then getting diminishing returns as you get more and more duplicate cards, to the point where instead of, opening a pack and being like, ooh, 5 new cards, you're opening a pack and being like, bollocks, it doesn't have a ruby or a diamond, so I've got nothing new. With that said, there is also a starter offer on for 12 packs at a 20% discount, which is also good value. So if you're looking to, try out buying some packs, you could get the 12 pack discounted package and get started there, and then buy 50 packs. That's the tip. Now this game definitely can be played for free if you utilize all of the copper gain methods, such as your daily quest, your weekly quest, your milestone wins. You can earn enough copper to gain about a pack per day. But, if you decided that you'd rather save time and you want to invest and get started and jump in the deep end, around 50 packs is a good amount. But yeah, those are my top 6 beginner tips just to get yourself started in Chronicle. I've been Francesca, and we do have weekly Chronicle videos here on the channel, so if you want to catch more of them, maybe hit that subscribe button. If you found this useful, hit that thumbs up button. And beyond that, if you want to find us on social media, we have a Facebook at facebook.com/thekillerbits and a Twitter at thekillerbits. And if you want to give us $1 or $2 so we can buy 50 packs, we have a Patreon at patreon.com/thekillerbits. I've been Francesca, and I will catch you guys next time with another video. Thanks for watching. Bye!